Are a hot mess this morning. This is how we are when we're all stuck in the van. Derek's still on the bed, but at least he's dressed. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we're about ready to make soup for lunch. Yes, it's lunch. So let's show you how we're gonna do this.
Sing out your wins and trials like a melody. Ride the storms with your head held high. We only breathe till the day we die. Bring on the fire, bring on the rain. Nothing can take you down.
We're stuck overnight in a rainstorm, and now it's supposed to be a hailstorm. But it's looking like the clouds are opening up, so maybe not, but we're making a rainy day soup because we've been stuck in the van. Anyway, you can see out there the clouds and everything, but there is some blue skies, so you never know. And there's Derek and the dog barely getting up. I think Gunner's back there somewhere. This is how we're all cooped up in here in the rainy day.
I just washed my hair. I can't do a thing with it.
You look like Fabio.
I can't believe it's not butter.
But what are we cooking today in the van, Derek? Rainy day soup, but what kind of soup?
Hot.
We're actually making a taco soup. Yep. Yep, we're going to show you guys how to make a taco soup when you're stuck in a van in the rain. And we have a whole nother foot of cooking space. Extended counter space. And then with our cutting board that covers the sink, we have quite a bit of area for a small space. One burner stove lives down below the countertop right here. In this bin is our 1 burner propane stove. So under here is our little 5-pound propane tank. And no, don't freak out because there's a little bit of propane in here. We always have our window up there cracked, and we have some vents that can slide in there as well. And we have a max air fan that we turn on to vent out when we're cooking. So we're good. We're safe. No worries. Oh, this is our 1 burner stove. This right here is a heater. It just attaches to the burner, and we'll show that in another video and how we get heat in the van. But anyway, it's very handy. But this is our 1 burner stove with the propane attachment there. But we don't use the 1-pound propane cans, although we can for backup. But we like to use our refillable tank because it's a lot cheaper. Anyway, it sits right here, and we still have all this room to cook. And bam, we have our little 1 burner stove. And then just to turn it on a little bit, and bam, light it, you got fire. Anyway, this is hamburger that we're browning on the pot right now. This is a taco soup, van lifestyle soup. So a lot of freeze-dried, we live Thrive Life, freeze-dried veggies to put into our soups. But we also use canned veggies and whatever we got. We just start dumping it in. After the hamburger's browned, you can either drain it if it's a real fatty meat, or you can just leave it in for flavor if it's not a ton of oil. We are going to put in some of the chili peppers, carrots, and onions. We are not Thrive Life salespeople or anything. We just love the product, so we don't get any kind of commissions. Up here, we have a lot of pantry stuff, so I'm going to grab some cilantro. The better than bouillon for flavor. Oops, sorry. Chili powder. And this is some extra salt. But up here we have our spoons and other pantry items. And on the third one, we have our silverware in these drawers. But I'm going to spin around to our other cupboards. And there's Derek. And up here is more pantry. And we are going to get some rice. That's Velcroed up there. That's a van hack for you. If you want beans, you can put beans right there. Some beans in there since it's taco soup. And I love this rotel for flavoring and adding tomatoes to it. And we can also rehydrate some cheese. This is also Thrive Life for a topping. And we're browning the meat. Now you can use chicken, whatever, other types of meat, but this is going to be kind of like a taco in a bowl. But really you can dump in whatever. Okay, so I'm adding some garlic powder, and I don't measure anything. I literally dump it in. That's all you gotta do, dump it in. The one that you have to be careful with is salt. The rest you won't ruin it. I'm using the cilantro at the end for like a garnish, but here you go. And I like to stir it into the meat and get it in there pretty good. Don't know if this helps with flavor or not, but I think it does. The chefs out there will tell me if you could add it just to the end of the broth, or does this build flavor? Write in the comments. Does this build flavor by adding the seasoning to the meats? Or can you just dump it in this broth at the end and will it taste the same? So I'm going to add some of the bouillon, the better than bouillon. Because I'm having to have a lot of broth, I'm just putting in like a tablespoon. All right, let's stir this in there. Now that you know the broth, the bouillons, they add a lot of salt, so that's why I'm not adding salt yet, because I'm seeing how much salt that will add. Delicious. Salty, but I'm adding water. So again, I'm not measuring, I'm just adding how much I want. So since I added the water, I can now add the pinto beans and rice. We usually don't use a lot of rice because we typically eat low carb, but today we're eating a little rice. Okay, got the can opener. Gonna open the rotel. It's good to have all these tools already in your van, then you don't have to worry about anything. And now we're gonna dump this in. Look at all that goodness right there. And I'm going to dump in our dehydrated stuff. Actually freeze-dried, not dehydrated. These are freeze-dried. There's some beans. We're not putting a ton in. some rice. We have our onions. You can't really mess it up, so just dump in estimated amounts. This is the diced carrots. In van life, we don't have time to measure everything. And these are one of my favorite things to have. I love them. It's their green chili peppers. Dump some in. The Rotel does have some, so if you don't like a lot of spice, then just go with what's already in the Rotel. But here's what it looks like. Look at that. Now all that's going to come to life. And when it's freeze-dried, it's obviously, they remove the liquid out of it and it's dried. So now it's going to rehydrate. You don't have to eat bad in van life. You can still cook and eat good. But it's hard to store a lot of stuff, so that's why the freeze-dried is good for us. I'm going to put some cheese to rehydrate in this little cup here. So while this is cooking, it's a good time to rehydrate anything else you want to add if you have anything that you need to rehydrate. So in Van Life Voyages fashion, I'm not measuring again. I am just going to dump some cheese into this cup, however much I think we'll need. And then you add water. If you want to rehydrate it quicker, you would add some warm water. But I'm not, so I'm just going to cover it with water, because you can always drain the water off. So it's not super pertinent on how much you put in there. Now the cheese will rehydrate. It's Monterey Jack. In the back of the van while I'm cooking this soup, Derek.
I'm doing fantastic. It's like I'm watching my own TV show. The Martha Stewart of van life.
So I'm the Martha Stewart of van life now.
Or you could be the Joanna Gaines of van life.
Yeah, I like that.
Because you do a lot of interior stuff in here too.
I decided it'd be good to add something. I have this. Can you guess what it is? Put in the comments if you know what this is. You probably will when it rehydrates. But I decided to dump some of this in the soup as well. Let's see what it looks like. Now do you know what it is? Any guesses? Oh, you know what I forgot to put in that we do have and I can use up? Our little hanging fruit basket right here. I've got a little bit of celery that needs to be used up. So it's a perfect time to use up anything you have that's going bad. And then we will have a little squeezed lime, fresh lime on ours with our cilantro for our and cheese for our garnishes. Cheese, cilantro, and fresh lime will be amazing. So let's add some of this. I'm going to take off the ends that I don't want in there. A little bit shriveled up. Now I'm just going to literally cut up some celery. This is good in any soup. Take that up. Into the pot. And it's simmering now, and I just added that celery. Look at that. Does that not look amazing? You say uh-huh, and you haven't even seen it yet.
I said uh-huh.
Look at that.
Oh, I was looking at your butt. That's why I
stop.
Can't help it.
Oh my gosh, stop now. We're filming.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I tried so hard. I can't rise above it. Don't know what it is about that little gal's loving, but I like it. I love it. I want some more of it.
Welcome to my world, people. Oh my, this is some really good looking van cooking, if I do say so myself. So he gets to smell it the whole time, but can't see it.
Smell-o-vision.
But you know what we can do? We can crumble up some tortilla chips and put on top too for a topping. We have some Doritos, so we could have some Dorito topping as well. That would be really good. Of course, that's not low carb. So if you are low carb, omit the rice and omit the chips for a topping. But this is going to be, we're living the life. This is not skimping on anything. I don't think this is a bad setup for a wheelchair accessible van at all. This is plenty of space to cook. We don't have none of that fancy schmancy kitchens here. But it works. And without the with having the one burner stove that we can stow away right away and get it off the countertop, that leaves a lot more space too. And if Derek was in his wheelchair, see, there's plenty of room for the wheelchair to go up where he's at so that he can transfer in and out. So this van is designed for this purpose. So if you look, our cooking area is recessed back. That's the bathroom, but our cooking area is recessed back, so it gives him a few inches to turn around. The cheese is rehydrating, so now we should cut up our lime, which is one of our toppings. We like to squeeze fresh lime. It adds so much to it. You'd be surprised, but it really does. So we're probably only going to need a couple of slices, so I'll use some of that for my iced tea today. So now we've got, this is dried cilantro. Oh, let's see if I can get it. Okay, see? And it's like a freeze-dried cilantro. It might be dehydrated, I don't know. But anyway, we have that as a topping. Our lime, our cheese that's rehydrating. If we want chips, we can put the chips on there as well. Oh, I think it's probably done. Okay, look how thick this is. If you want it thinner, add water. This is going to be pretty thick. It thickens by itself. This has no thickener in it. This is thickened because the rice, the starch from the rice. But otherwise, it looks amazing, tastes amazing. Here's where you would add some salt if you need some. But we're going to put in a bowl and eat. Okay, I have to get bowls out, and because we don't have a lot of storage in the kitchen area, I've only got the under sink, and then these where it's a pantry for us and silverware, but all the other stuff is underneath the bed. So I'm going to walk forward. Okay, ready? Honey, can you hold that for a second?
I got it, baby.
Dex got it.
I got you, baby. I got your 6.
Okay, great. And see, we have a bin here, and this is where all of our dishes and stuff are.
And that's where the dead bodies are.
No, not quite. I think I'm going to go ahead and use good old mugs. Mugs for our soup. And it just slides right back in there. Look at that, Grant. He can't wait to eat now.
Look at that. Look at that. What's behind the camera? A little blue-eyed sugar.
Stop. Oh my God, you're crazy. Going to put the soup in the mugs. So let me put some toppings on and show you what it looks like. Okay, we're going to put some cheese, some cilantro, Some lime. Just squeeze a lime. Some chopped onions. And there's your soup with some toppings. And then if you want some crunch, you can put some chips, like a tortilla soup. Just kind of crunch them right on top. And that is a little bit like the chicken tortilla soup, but we're doing hamburger. And these are some Doritos. Ta-da! Now this is real van cooking. Let's see what Derek thinks of it. It's really hot, so I'm just warning you, don't take a big old bite. See, the cheese rehydrates and even strings and everything. Is it good? Got a thumbs up for the Van taco soup.
Good.
He's sure eating quick. He's like, get out of my face right now.
Are you still here?
All right, guys, this has been another episode of Van Life Voyages. What do we do when things get tough, Derek?
Just roll with it.
Derek is kind of passed out, or he's on his phone. And look at Gunner. They both had lunch and they're almost passed out.
I got a little food coma rolling.
Food coma. You know it. This always happens to me. Yep. Look at that. I already dribbled and made a stain on my shirt. Big boob probs. Derek, why? By the way, why is that wool blanket up on the back of the doors while we're here? In case people are seeing that and wondering.
Because it acts as a sound barrier when we get frisky in here.
Oh, stop it! That is not
That's
right.
not it.
Tell him the truth.
Well, that's what I thought. Oh, you mean it's a heat barrier for the cold air that comes in through the back doors?
Well, the back doors are metal, so they're really cold. So we put up a wool blanket, and it protects from that, right?
It does. It insulates a little bit.
So it's been very handy. And
it also helps the keep the sound that...
Stop! Okay, well, normally we take that blanket down during the day when we open those back doors. Okay, enough.
Hey, this is Derek. Thank you for watching. Remember, for more disability content, subscribe, like, leave us a comment, and just roll with it, baby. See you next time.